Hey guys, welcome. I'm going to do a tutorial now on how to actually check if if your answer is correct or not correct, and how to run some code depending on which one. So let me share my screen. Alright, so here we have just a basic JokeBot in progress, and right now you can see I have basic HTML, barely any CSS, and in my JavaScript this is all I have. Start the joke if confirm that they want to hear a joke. So if they do want to hear a joke, if they click OK, then you will, let's see, yeah, after right here, if that happens, then what's inside of these brackets will happen. So prompt them. If they click cancel, then nothing happens. So let's give a demonstration of that. In my HTML, I have on click start joke. So I'm going to run this function on this button when I click it. Want to hear a joke? Okay, what do you call a cow with no legs? All right, so now we're going to be checking if I got the right answer or not. So the way that we're going to do that is we first, once I answer, check if I'm right. All right, so what we're going to be doing is we're going to be comparing whatever we put in the prompt with something else. We need to compare it with the correct answer. And if they're the same, then we can run our correct code. So we have our response here. So actually this right here, var response, I'm going to comment this in. And when I do it like this, here I'm gonna take this here, I'm gonna cut it and put it here. I'm gonna capture this prompt in a variable, because in order to compare it, I need to have it in a variable. I need to store it so the computer knows that this is some data that I want to use later. So I will store this, and so here all I'll do is I will say var prompt, no, var guess. We'll call it guess this time. Var guess equals prompt. And so now I have stored whatever the user puts in this box here. I stored our prompt as a variable called guess. So later, after they enter the guess, I can use it. And what am I going to compare the guess with? Well, I'm going to compare their guess with the correct answer. So up here, before I start my joke, I'm going to predefine the correct answer. So I'm going to say what the answer is so that the computer knows. Then the computer can check if the guess is the answer. So var answer equals, and in this case, the answer to my joke, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Okay, so now that I've declared this variable answer and I set it equal to the string ground beef, the computer knows what the answer is. The computer knows the answer is the string ground beef. So once I enter my guess, here I'll show you what this looks like. So I'm going to alert this variable, alert guess. Sorry, that goes in parentheses. And I don't have my glasses on me right now, so you can go ahead and pause and type this to get caught up. All right, so alert guess. Now, because this is not a string that I'm alerting, not exactly, I'm alerting this variable, which can be many things. It just happens to be a string this time. So I'm alerting guess, the variable guess, so I don't need quotation marks around it or anything. All right, so let's click the button. Want to hear a joke? Okay. what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. And now it's alerting ground beef, which is what I typed in here. So just to show you that it's not alerting answer, I'm going to go ahead and put the wrong answer. All right, random letters. And that's what it alerts. So it's storing my guess. Now, if I alert answer, bunch of random letters, and I get ground beef as the answer. So we have the computer knows what the computer knows what the answer is, and the computer knows what the guess is. So now we can use those. So let's go down here. Once I answer, check if I'm right. Now you guys learned how to use comparison operators in the last week. So you learned less than, greater than, double equals, triple equals, not, and greater than or equals to, less than or equal to, those kinds of things. So which one do you think we're going to use right now? Well, we're going to be checking if guess is equal to the answer. And because we know that guess is going to be a string, because when we enter it into the prompt, it stores it as a string, we can check if they triple equal each other. Triple equals is always best. So, well, it depends on your use case, but usually you want to aim for triple equals. You want to make them triple equal each other. Sometimes you can use double equals, but it makes your code a little more fragile. So let's go ahead and check if guess triple equals answer. Super easy, right? So if guess triple equals answer, let's run some code. Now this is right here. So open up our function, and now we can write our code in here. And I'm gonna put this note in here because this goes with what we're doing. So if I'm right, congratulate us. If guess triple equals answer, alert. Now I'm gonna write a string here just to say whatever I want. Got it. Great job. All right, now let's check. Want to hear a joke? What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Okay, so that didn't work, but that's okay. Let's figure out why it didn't work. I know why. It didn't work because guess is defined inside of our function. So this happens sometimes. Well, I'm guessing this is why it didn't work. We'll see. This happens sometimes. Whenever you define a variable inside your function, sometimes the rest of your code doesn't know about it. So let's see. Let me alert this. Alert yes triple equals answer. Now this is going to either spit out true or false or undefined if we don't know what guess is. So let's check. Okay, I'm wrong again. Yeah, nothing seems to be working here. So let's see. Alert guess triple equals answer. So I guess that's not a way to do it. If guess triple equals answer, once the answer, check if I'm right. Alert, you got it. So here, I'm just gonna go ahead and take this I'm going to define it. So the way that you can define it before you use it is right here, var guess, and then end that with a semicolon. And now I will erase this variable because I already have it defined up here. Well, not defined, I have it declared. I declared the variable, and here, down here, I'm using it. So I don't need var again. If I use var again, it won't work. So here I declare it at the top, and semicolon says, there's a variable called guess. I'm not going to use it now, but I will later. And in my function, I am setting guess. I'm declaring it to equal this prompt here. So let's check now if this code runs. Okay, still. Let's see. These are weird colors. Once I answer, check if I'm right. If I'm right, congrats. Alert, you got it. Good job. Oh, silly me. I figured it out. So what it is at the beginning of my code, and I had this problem with Jada. Well, Jada figured this out. At the beginning, when my code first runs, it looks through here and it sees this function, right? So I declare this function, and the function ends here. And then it goes down here and it runs this, because this is a function. And because this isn't contained in anything, it runs it before I do anything else, and it checks, is guess equal to answer? Well, look, this is answer and this is guess, nothing. So that's why this doesn't happen, because it's not equal yet. So I'm gonna put this inside of my function, inside of my start joke function. Now that it's in here, this should work. So let me just indent that. All right, so if guess equals answer, now it's gonna wait until I define guess to check if guess equals answer, and that should work. All right, and let's try it. I wanna hear a joke. You got it, great job. Okay, now if I type the wrong thing, I'm gonna show you it doesn't work, because it's checking that they are triple equal to each other, ground beef and this right here. You got it, great job. Sorry, ground beef and the guess. Checking that the answer triple equals the guess. Okay, so we have our if statement, and now at the end of it, right here, you can see with the underline here at the end, we're gonna say what happens if it's not equal. So else. Right, we can open that up. So alert, you got it, great job. Else, if I'm wrong, tell the answer. So I'm gonna take that, put it right there. And if I'm wrong, let's alert. Nice try. Oh, well, yeah, we don't want to do that because our code won't read that. Let's just say nice try. If I'm wrong, tell the answer, nice try, and then we will alert the correct answer, which we have stored in a variable, so we don't need to type it out. We can just type answer with no quotation marks because it's not a string, it's a variable. All right, so let's check it now. Want to hear a joke? Ground beef. You got it, great job. Let's try wrong. Nice try. ground beef. There you go. All right. So let's say maybe we want to add a little bit more to our answer. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. No, I think that's fine. Okay, so we don't need this. Those are just notes. We have now learned how to check if our guess is correct, if it's equal to the answer. Now, one thing we can do to polish up our code or make it more versatile, meaning it will work more times and do what we want a little bit better, is we can take whatever you put inside the prompt and make it lowercase, because some people might put capital ground beef or something. So here's how we do that. We are going to go here to the prompt, and we're going to save it in all lowercase letters. Not the prompt, over here to the, well, yeah, to the guess. To the guess, we'll save it in all lowercase letters. So to do that, you will say dot. So first, let me show you what I'm talking about. If I click the JokeBot, click OK, and then I say ground beef with a capital G, or if any of these letters is capital, it's going to tell me I'm wrong. Nice try, ground beef. But we don't really care about capitals, so to undo that, we have guess equals prompt, what do you call a cow with no legs, and whatever we enter, we're going to turn that to lowercase. So the way you do that is dot to lowercase. And pay attention to how I capitalize these. This is called camel case. The first letter, the first word is lowercase. The second word is capitalized, and the third word is capitalized. So the first word is lowercase, and every word after that is capitalized, meaning the first letter is a capital letter. Okay, dot to lowercase and our parentheses, because this is the function that we want to run. And now, whatever we type in here will make our guess lowercase, and we are checking it with a lowercase answer, ground beef. Okay, you want to hear a joke? What do you call a cow with no legs? All caps, ground beef. And it's okay because it will make it lowercase. You got it, great job. Okay, one last thing. If you just want the words ground beef, if you want to just check for the words ground beef, then what you can do here is, let's say they say, you call it ground beef or something like that, right? Here's an example of that. What do you call a joke with no leg? Sorry, a cow with no legs. Call it ground beef, exclamation mark. Or let's just do ground beef, exclamation mark here. Nice try, ground beef. See, that's not fun. You got the right answer, you just didn't say it exactly like this. So what we can do is we can use something called dot includes. All right, so we will do that here where we're checking. If guess equals, all right, so here is where we can change our code. Instead of comparing them, instead of saying, does the guess triple equal the answer, we can say, if guess dot includes answer. And we need another set of parentheses there at the end. One for our if statement and one for includes. These are both functions. So what we're going to do now is we're going to check if the guess includes the string ground beef. So let's see if that works now. Want to hear a joke? What do you call a cow with no legs? Call it ground beef. Okay, now because this guess includes the keywords we're looking for here, ground beef, because it includes it, we should get you got it. You got it, great job. And that is how you make it easier to get the answer right, so people don't have to guess what exactly you typed as the answer. They don't have to guess capitals and lowercase and punctuation. So as long as your answer is the very minimum, so if your answer is like just the key words you're looking for, and if their guess includes this, then your code will say you got it right. Okay, one last thing. Let's say you don't like just the plain ground beef as your answer. What we can do is when we alert our answer, we can alert the answer and add a punctuation. So let's do that. Plus exclamation mark. All right, so when you add strings, this is the cool thing about strings. When you add strings, what it's going to do is it's going to just attach it on the back of there. So whatever this variable is, in this case this variable is a string, it's going to attach this to the end of the string. So you'll see when I get it wrong. Want to hear a joke? It's wrong. Nice try. Ground beef. So it alerts our answer plus an exclamation mark at the end. So I'm doing that here in my getting it wrong code instead of typing in my answer, because remember my answer is looking for these keywords ground beef. If I do ground beef exclamation mark in my code up here for answer, then it's going to be looking for the string ground beef exclamation mark, which is not what I'm expecting to type. So I'm checking for the basic keywords here in my answer, and then here I'm adding all the fancy stuff. If you get it wrong, I put an exclamation mark and all of that. So here's another example. This is called concatenation. So let me write that right here. Concatenation. When you're adding strings together. This is something you can't do with numbers. Well, yeah, you'd have to turn the number. Well, actually, yes, you can. You can add strings to the numbers, but if you try to add two numbers together, it will just do math. You would have to turn the numbers into strings if you just want to put two numbers next to each other. So let's alert, call it plus answer. Now pay very close attention to what we get here, and I'm going to explain in a moment. What do you call a cow with no legs? Nice try. You call it ground beef. Okay, what's wrong here? We just have one string next to this other string, and there's no space in there. So when you are concatenating, when you're adding two strings together, remember that if you want a space, then you need to add that space. So we will put it right at the end of this string. And now, when we put the wrong answer, so it just refreshed there. Save this. And let's just refresh this. Okay, it's not working now. So that means I broke it. You call it plus the answer. What did I change? I didn't change much. If guess includes answer, alert, you got it. Let's try refreshing. There. Want to hear a joke? Okay, what do you call a cow with no legs? Wrong answer. You call it ground beef. So now I have that space there. All right, so that is it for that tutorial, how to tell one single joke and check if it's correct or wrong, and run some different code if it's right and different code if it's wrong. So hopefully that was a good explanation for you. Go ahead and add it to your JokeBot, And next, we are going to learn how to add multiple jokes. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you later.